So let's talk about which is better for rapid fat loss, the keto diet or protein sparing modified fast. Now, both diets can work for fat loss and both are effective for fat loss, but which one is actually better for rapid fat loss? And when I mean that, I mean specifically for losing a good amount of weight in a short amount of time. Not talking about which diet's more sustainable, which one's better, anything like that. Simply the fastest way to fat loss. So now, a keto diet, you can lose a good amount of weight on a keto diet, but outside of the initial water shedding that you're going to lose from dropping carbohydrates in order to lose body fat on keto, you still have to cut your calories down below maintenance. Now, a lot of people I know don't count calories on keto and still have lost a good amount of fat. And the reason behind this is pretty simple. Typically, they were eating highly processed foods that were highly palatable and full of calories, thinking like pizza, cookies, crackers, chips, stuff like that. Well, when you go on a keto diet, you're cutting those out of your diet. So naturally, people are going to reduce their calories. A protein sparing modified fast is like a keto diet in the sense of your carbohydrates are extremely low, but unlike the high fat diet of a keto, in protein sparing modified fast, your calories from fats are as close to zero as possible. So the idea behind keto is basically that we're going to cut carbohydrates out and we're going to use fat for our fuel source. So this could come from dietary fat from your diet, or it can come from body fat that you burn when you're in a calorie deficit on keto. So really, a protein sparing modified fast is you could argue a more extreme version of a ketogenic diet in the sense of you're cutting out carbs, but you're also cutting out fat. So really, you're going to lose more body fat because you're not giving your body any source of dietary fat for fuel. So your body's going straight to body fat. Now, the key behind a protein sparing modified fast is you're keeping your protein high. So the goal is that you maintain as much muscle as possible while losing as much fat as possible. So between the two diets, for rapid fat loss, and again, I'm specifically talking about losing weight rapidly, outside of pure fasting, I believe that a protein sparing modified fast is the fastest way to lose fat. And it's definitely, in my opinion, the fastest way to lose fat while preserving as much muscle as possible. Now, you can lose fat slower and maybe even maintain more muscle, but it's going to take a lot longer because you're going to be in such a smaller deficit. So most protein sparing modified fasts, we're talking about eating, depending on someone's size, 800 to 1200 calories per day. So you're in a very large deficit, and it is not a sustainable diet. It is a short-term diet to lose a good amount of weight fast. And I especially like this myself. I'm doing it right now because I was starting a diet probably at my heaviest weight as an adult. So I was probably I was starting at 26% body fat. According to a DEXA scan, I think it was 25 or 26%, which is probably the most I've been since being a teenager. So I'm going with a protein sparing modified fast for rapid fat loss. I'm already on day 15. I'm down 14 pounds, and my goal is 30 pounds by 30 days. So for me, if rapid fat loss is the goal, protein sparing modified fast is, in my opinion, the way to go. Now, as I get closer, once I get closer to probably 15% body fat, that's when I'm going to do a little bit of a diet break, maybe a week, maybe 2 weeks at maintenance. And then I'm going to transition into a different, less aggressive form of fat loss. And I'm going to take that down to about 12% body fat. So, and I've done keto in the past. I've had good results with keto. It's just that as someone who's doing jujitsu, weight training, Muay Thai, I just find that adding carbs into my diet, I perform better. I'm stronger. And of course, same would apply to a protein sparing modified fast, that my performance will go down. I might lose some temporary strength from being low in calories and carbohydrates. But the point is this is not a forever sustainable diet. This is me doing something for 30 days to cut the time down drastically to get fast results in a short amount of time. And that's just how I am. I would rather go super strict, super boring, and just, for lack of a better word, suffer for 30 days and lose amount of weight that might take me 12, 15, 20 weeks, 3 to 6, probably not 6, but 3, 4 months in a shorter amount of time. So that's why I'm choosing to do this aggressive uh, fat loss strategy of a protein sparing modified fast. So again, keto can work for fat loss. You still have to be in the calorie maintenance, but for rapid fat loss, I think protein sparing modified fasts is as fast as you can go outside of pure fasting. And to me, it's the best way to go if you want to lose as much fat as possible and keep your muscle. Now, again, diet's not for everybody. You have to know what you're doing. So I'll leave a link below to a short guide to a protein sparing modified fast. And basically, you just got to know how to do it correctly to not lose too much muscle and to lose weight fast. And keys are really keep your protein up so you don't lose muscle. Keep strength training with intensity, not too much. We're going to cut volume down 2 to 3 days a week of strength training, not a bunch of aggressive cardio. We can get our steps in, but we're not doing a bunch of cardio that's going to overly fatigue you. You're on a super big calorie deficit and for a short amount of time. That's a goal. It's a good way to kickstart a diet, and then you can transition into something else, even keto if that's your thing. But if you feel good on keto, it helps you keep your calories down, then and it's more sustainable for you. That's fine too. Nothing wrong with that. It's just, again, rapid fat loss. To me, protein sparing modified fast wins. And if you want to find out more, keep following me. I'm doing 30 days. I'm documenting it, doing shorts, longer form content, and even writing some stuff on Substack. Check out my Substack, subscribe, and let's see if I can lose 20 pounds in 30 days.